Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Psychopaths, episode 18.
Yeah. Now,
I'm so happy inside.
So, now that all of that stuff that has happened, and now Makishima is on the loose.
And he's contacted Kogami. Yep.
Like, is he just gonna spill the beans about everything? Like, I think he's gonna do that, and that would be so amazing because then there's...
Will Kogami believe him, though?
Will the other people
believe Kogami?
I mean, that would be kind of stupid if they didn't believe Kogami because they believed each other up till now with all the crazy stuff that's happened.
To the
but
truth
how will they
individually?
react? Yes. And will this...
Because they're all going to react slightly differently.
Yes.
But the persons who have the most kind of, I would say, impact upon their reaction is actually, I would say, Ginoza and Akane.
I was going to say that too.
Because they are in positions of power.
Right. And even if like there isn't a splintering in the team, which I kind of hope there isn't, like in an ultimate sense, just seeing the conflict that leads to whatever decision they do,
yes,
and along the way as they do whatever decision they do, will be amazing.
It'll be so good. All right, enough nerdgasming.
Yeah,
let's get into this episode. See what happens.
Inspector Ginoza of CID Division 1, you're forbidden to enter.
What?
Yeah. Oh
boy. A new one.
Yeah.
Inspector, allow me to explain.
How did he escape from a prisoner transport plane?
Our theory is Makishima received assistance from a turncoat working inside the Ministry of Welfare. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to escape like he did.
So they're going to have an excuse to basically
After
turn on
hearing how
them.
little we've recovered from the crash, I'm now certain the only way we'll know what happened is to hear it from his own mouth.
Just what on earth is going on here? I deserve an answer that makes sense.
Ginoza.
Yes?
Not only did Enforcer Kagari vanish on your watch, your investigation into his disappearance has hit a wall.
Oh my gosh.
I figure if I make it Division 1's priority to recapture Makishima alive, you can sweep your Kagari blunder under the rug.
But Chief...
One more thing. Enforcer Kogami. I'm ordering you to take him off the case and place him under strict supervision.
Well, I can't be the only one who thinks it's strange the Chief just took me off the case, right? This means the only thing that matters to the Chief now is Makishima's safety. I told you what Makishima claimed when he called me. He said he'd learned the true nature of what the civil system actually is. He discovered something about its inner workings that none of us are supposed to know. Let's look at the facts. He was transported by air with only drone guards instead of in a paddy wagon.
Yep.
That isn't normal. They say he was alone, but what was the body removed from the crash?
Yep.
They've already wiped all mention of it in the official record, but we all saw them moving it.
Yep.
I don't think any of us are buying what they're trying to sell us about that crash, Cole. But if there's a conspiracy like you think there is, our inspectors ain't gonna know any more than you. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Hey, Kogami, wait up!
The top brass at the MWPSB is trying to destroy any evidence that there are people who Civil can't judge.
I don't
Right.
even know what to do.
You don't seem angry.
Of course I am. It's just... the other day when it looked like the riots would take over the whole city, I guess I suddenly had an epiphany about society. I've always known enforcing justice is important, but so is maintaining order. Killing Makishima doesn't enforce the law. It only brings another murderer into the world. Kogami, you once told me you wanted to be a detective, not just some violent hunting dog.
You sure do remember a lot of silly things.
That talk wasn't silly. It was really important. Mr. Kogami, I need to know that you'll be a detective, not a dog. Can you please make that promise to me right now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, but his eyes were pretty much dead inside when he said that.
What's the right response for an inspector in my situation?
There is no right answer. All you can do now is compromise. Listen to me, Nabuchika.
What is it now?
Namochika. His first name.
Watch your back, son. If I were you, I'd step outside the pecking order and try to take on a more neutral role. But I think this case is getting to be too much for you. So, instead of taking on more than you can handle, roll around without drawing anyone's attention. Make yourself useless to the PSB.
You know, that's the worst career advice I've ever been given.
Hell, that's office politics. I was hoping you'd figure it out yourself. You're good at that stuff.
So much for wisdom.
Inspector Ginoza, I didn't figure you for someone to come up with such a radical idea.
Desperate times. I wanted to say thank you. I know this is a risk for Division 2.
No worries. Between Kaguri's disappearance and Makishima's escape, something fishy's going on. I don't have a problem shaking things up.
Nice.
It helps us solve both cases.
Right.
All right, listen, everyone. She's gonna let you switch places with one of her team's enforcers. So, you'll go with them and get to the bottom of Kaguri's disappearance.
Okay.
A Division 2 enforcer will come help us with the Makishima case.
We have so few clues on Kaguri. We need a new approach, and getting help from an enforcer who knew the guy is the best idea I've heard yet.
Which will bring him
Kogami,
closer
I know
to the
you're
civil
good,
system
but I don't
stuff.
want
Yep.
you pulling any stupid stunts. At least while my eyes are on you.
I hear you, ma'am.
Why is the lighting red this time?
What?
This is a special circumstance under Code K-32. We will take Shinya Kogami into custody.
What?
Oh.
Did you really think you could outwit me with such a simple trick? You must take your chief for quite the fool.
Chief, wait! Please, you have to let me explain. I don't think you realize...
Oh, no explanation is necessary. Poor Ginoza. Can't you see this is a moment where the more you talk, the more trouble you get in? In my
Yeah.
experience, I find it's not always true that a subordinate's initial mistake should be harshly judged. All that truly matters is the ultimate result. That is the only basis for evaluation. In our
Wow.
line of work, we have to make risky moves to achieve our goals.
Sounds
So,
a lot like Sybil.
Inspector,
Mm-hmm.
an enforcer under your direct supervision is about to commit a serious dereliction of duty and a breach of trust. How will you deal with this man? Instead of going on with your pitiful half measures and excuses, will you at last be able to demonstrate to me that you are a man capable of clear and bold decisiveness?
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Yes, this is good, Ginoza. You're finally proving your usefulness.
Okay, that's just a bit over the top, though.
Right.
But I'd like to see you be more thorough with the Dominator.
Enforcement mode. Non-lethal paralyzer. Enforcement
That's...
How did you do that?
It's better. It's time then, Ginoza. Show me an inspector who can discipline his people.
He
Show
could
me
shoot
your
her.
ruthless decisiveness.
This is when he snaps.
Yep, but...
Akane did it.
Nice. Nice.
Yes!
Yeah!
Good,
Design
Akane.
coefficients under 300 must be incapacitated using paralyzer mode. Ginoza, it appears that your Dominator is broken. You should send it in for repairs right away.
She's playing dumb, too. She went all Palpatine there.
Yeah.
Good, my apprentice.
Kill him. And why did it reveal that they can manipulate the Dominators like that right in front of them?
She's stupid.
You know something? Every time a rookie starts becoming a hardened detective, it makes me feel proud, but it also makes me feel a little bit sad, too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah.
I suppose.
She'll keep on getting tougher case by case. I've been wondering,
Oh, yeah? About what?
is that cymatic scan blocking helmet still functional?
For now, but once the civil system's back online, they'll install network countermeasures that will brick it like an old game console. You're not gonna steal evidence, are you?
Actually, I need it for the investigation.
This from the guy who almost got executed?
I guess they told you guys about that too, huh?
Maybe they didn't say. I think I might have misheard some office gossip. Hey, Shinya. I've been kicking myself. After all this time, I should have hooked up with you at least once, right?
I don't know, Shion. Never seemed like we were each other's type.
I guess you're right.
She's basically saying, rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, that goddamn helmet. I forgot we still had one. These are from when I worked for the Metro PD. They're to a safe house I set up for myself in case I ever got in hot water.
Wow.
But now you might need it more than me.
Whoa.
Thanks, Pops.
Just don't leave before you say goodbye to the little Missy.
I can't face her right now.
Well then, at least find some way to help her come to terms with it.
All right. Akane, I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise to you. Ever since I was young, I wanted a job where I could protect people. So I became a detective. But with his crimes, Makishima changed everything. As long as he's out there, he's going to keep killing. But the law can't or won't judge him. Tsunemori, I've no doubt that your way of living is the right way. Don't lose sight of that, just because I'm betraying you. I won't say, please forgive me. Because I know the next time we meet, you'll be called upon to judge me. I expect you to fulfill your duty without mercy. Don't turn your back on your beliefs. Though we haven't known each other long, I'll always be grateful I got to work under you. So thank you.
You fool.
That was good.
That was something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you feel the different emotions that this episode is bringing out opposed to the others, that wasn't just making it a quieter episode, but actually making it a more contemplative and more, I would say, somber, human episode?
Yeah, that was really good. Now, okay, I don't want to like go into the crazy stuff right now, but I kind of do.
Come on, make up your mind.
So changing the Dominator to an Exterminator in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, why? I mean, couldn't they have just said, like, I mean, if they can do that, couldn't they just manipulate his psychopath so it goes above 300, and then they're like, no, we have to throw him in that, you know, in that prison, right?
Right.
Because doing a display, an obvious display of, you know, power like that, that just...
It basically tips your hand to everyone.
Way too much.
And I agree, as a story element, it is not the sneakiest way they could do it. It does drive home the shock value of how much the Sybil system basically, and the people who are in charge of the Sybil system, feel in complete control of all these other people.
Yes, absolutely.
That to the point where they don't even care.
Right.
They just don't. So
yeah, because what can a few people do, right?
Well, also, here's another thing. Remember, different people pilot this android body at different times.
That's true, yeah.
This could be a very different person than who previously was
That's very true.
Using the administrator, the chief's android form.
Yeah.
Which is something I didn't think would get brought up. But I'm glad that they at least brought up the whole thing of there was a body that came out of there.
Yes.
It's like, we didn't see it. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Like, you couldn't just look it from the wreck and be like, there's a body there.
Well, I think they might have implied that, like,
it's a cyborg.
It could have. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the drones, we haven't seen them have arms or anything, so it's like, how would they dispose of it without, you know, like even
rakes, like Daleks come out, like
even just like putting it in a bag or something like that. Like, how are they mechanically able to do that?
Right. Every time I see these actual little drones, they remind me of Daleks. And I'm like...
Expect them to bring out a plunger and...
Well, actually, it's just that these ones are scarier because you know that there's that holographic part.
Yeah, that's
where you don't actually know what these things look like.
Yeah.
And it gives you that element of mystery and just kind of uneasiness around them. And also they have human voices, from what I remember.
Right.
Which, now that we know what the Sybil system is, means that potentially there could be a real human person actually speaking through those voices, and it's not some automated robot kind of giving
that's true
stuff there.
That's true. Oh boy.
But yes, let's go back to the human elements. Every single character, unfortunately, except Kunizuka, had some really good moments of being just human in this whole situation.
The closest thing I would say that Kunizuka got, and it was something, even though it was by far the most the inferior of all of them.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna go take my lunch break. Which.
Yeah, I could read a little bit into it and say
that it's an avoidance thing.
It is an avoidance thing. Yeah.
But again,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it. But
yeah,
all the other
Masayoka, Kogami, Akane,
Shion, they were just all.
It was fantastic because when you look at what they've been going through thus far, all of these characters are dealing with just this monumentally impossible situation.
Right.
They have no grid for it.
Nope.
And yet they kind of just keep going. And I like that. And Kogami's is a bit dogged, a bit of a pun there. But with some of the others, you get the feeling like this has just got to be wearing on them. And Masayoka is bringing that up of just saying like, this is wearing on you, man, to Ginoza. I was like, yeah, seriously. How
do you handle stuff like this?
How do you handle stuff like this? And Akane is still the person that, Kogami kind of brings that up. Is like, aren't you angry? It's like, of course I'm angry. And she says it in such a way that's so kind of
flat.
I would say flat, but I would say even in a more positive light, kind of more even keeled.
Right.
She acknowledges her feelings and stuff, but she's able to move on and move forward. And it's kind of the thing of saying she is kind of the tip of the spear for this whole group.
Yes.
In that they'll all kind of get blunted. I would say not blunted, but they'll kind of get dulled.
Right.
Their edge will get dulled by all the stuff that they're going through. But Akane always stays sharp, and she's still kind of piercing and moving forward. So I just want to bring that up.
Because, she is totes criminally asymptomatic.
That is our theory currently.
Yeah. I mean, they've basically confirmed it at this point. I feel like it's like RLJ,
Well, hold on, Jacob. That's a different show, and that's a very big thing, and we don't want to compare these two at all.
Yes, that's absolutely
very different.
Now, one of the things I absolutely loved is even though I felt that the nature and the behavior of the Ginoza's boss, the arm of Sybil, the chief was a bit much. I loved how it was set up basically as a contrast to how they were showing how all the members of the MWPSB were very human, and then of course you've got her who is very not human.
Yeah, she literally went Palpatine there for a second. She's like, "Good, Ginoza,
kill him.
Give in to your anger."
Logically, that makes absolutely no sense.
I stifled a chuckle. In my head, just don't laugh. This is a serious scene.
Yeah,
because when that happened, my mind immediately went to the two red shirts that were brought up. Because they were going to be relevant potentially, but then the whole thing was switched.
And that was kind of nice that they did that.
Yes, it was cool, but I immediately thought, oh, those guys are dead. They are red shirts. They're basically going to get killed as well for having witnessed this. But then I realized, wait,
Ginoza and Akane are there.
Ginoza and Akane, but then they had them kind of come back into that area.
Yes,
I was like, well, crap, this whole thing is just gonna go wrong.
I thought,
how are they gonna get out of this?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna like Ginoza was gonna step forward and Akane was gonna pull him back. Be like, whoa, let's wait, hold on just a second. Let's analyze this.
Take some time.
Which would have been another hint to Akane being criminally asymptomatic, because the idea that she would be able to react rationally even in a situation like that.
Sure.
And they could have gotten some really good information, but yeah, once they stepped up,
that's a good point. Would she have monologued as well if the heroes
I don't know,
weren't there?
because the other two were there, so it's kind of one of those things of
right.
She okay, making Kagari disappear when he was already out of sight, out of mind. That's one thing. Making 3 people disappear, not all of whom are enforcers.
Right.
In the actual base
for MWPSB.
Yeah, for MWPSB, like that would have been a bit much. But I was just shocked that she actually transformed the Dominator. That was just
in front of them.
That was like, okay, that was basically
right. So with that, are we getting a huge hint of actually how the finale is going to go?
Yes.
Because I think that they've now given us what the choice is. They've now given us the choice. It's going to be the choice of who is she going to kill at the end.
Right.
Kogami or Makishima.
Yep.
Or someone or something
else. Yeah. And one thing I do want to point out is that letter that Kogami sent, I get that Kogami would write a letter like that because he is a very extreme black and white kind of person. You know, I mean, not all the time, but, you know, he is a very extreme guy.
Yeah.
But what would possibly make him think that Akane would kill him?
The fact that she realizes the need for order in a society like this.
Yes.
And the fact that she's a straight girl. She knows the the rule of law and how to follow it and stuff.
Yes. Like I get from the
they're not dealing
from
this
the book
from a
standpoint.
romantic standpoint.
No. I know. And I like that they're not doing that because it's it if anything it reminds me kind of Mustang and Hawkeye in the fact that like they're very professional about everything.
For sure.
But still, if Kogami, like, it seems like Kogami is like forgetting the kind of person that Akane is. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like,
for sure. Here's a way we could look at it. If we look at the first episode, there was someone who was supposed to be judged at a point where it was a stun gun, and then it went up to being killed and stuff. But Akane calmed the whole situation down.
Right, and she did the same thing here.
She did the same thing here in a slightly different way, but with Kogami, what if... Oh, jeez, I'm yawning. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If Kogami Psychopath gets put up to the highest amount just because Sibyl's system determines you're a threat, like get rid of him, can she like break Sibyl's system? What if she like actually like somehow brought his psychopath down?
So she somehow manages to bring his psychopath down even though Sybil is artificially manipulating it to be higher.
I don't know.
That would be interesting to see.
Maybe it's an additive thing where it's not manipulating it to be at a certain number, it's manipulating it to be plus 75, and she brings him down to 0, and he's like, 75, you pass.
You're not an
I think that's kind
anymore.
of silly now that I think about it, but I just want her choice to be not along the lines of what doesn't she do, but what does she do as well.
Now, here's something that I'm wondering. So, when they changed the Dominator to an Exterminator, it seems that it's sort of almost like permanently in that state. Like, because they destroyed the other one to make sure that like no traces remained. So once it turned the Dominator to an Exterminator, couldn't Ginoza have like turned around and shot her?
I think it was because her hand was on it, though.
Possibly.
Which he should be like, wait a minute. Why was she able to interface with the Dominator by putting her hand on it in such a way to make it transform?
Like, she literally, like, oh, Kogami Psychopath. It actually went down. It's not 280 anymore. It's 260 or whatever. She puts her hand on it. Kill him. Goes up to 330. Exterminator. It's like, seems legit, you know?
Yeah, well, here's the other thing. Dominators are keyed to the hands of those of which they are.
Right.
So that's a plot point that was brought up previously.
Yep.
Her basically having her hand put on it and basically saying, I override that rule as well, gives them a potential hint about how she doesn't follow the rules of the civil system.
Right. At the very least.
If someone just sits back and thinks about that,
like
for a little bit, they can go, wait a minute, why aren't you bound by the rules of the civil system? I am the civil system.
Yeah. I am the Senate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that could be the whole point for how they, basically go against the whole system that's set up.
Yes.
But now that we're getting this close towards the ending, but we still haven't seen...
We still do have quite a few episodes left.
Yeah, I mean, but we haven't seen direct resolving of that whole aspect of the Sybil system being corrupted.
Right.
Like, no one else knows specifically.
Yeah, which is something
yet.
that they need to fix.
Now, maybe the next like 2 or 3 episodes. What will be the instance that will bring that about? Do they have to capture Makishima? Do they have to find Makishima? Do they have to team up with Makishima?
Right. Here's what I could see happening. All right. Right now they have 4 teams.
Right.
They have 4 sides. Sybil, MWPSB team, Makishima, and Kogami. Right? Because Kogami is now split. That's a bit too many. So, what I think they're going to do, Kogami might catch up to Makishima. He's going to kill him, and Makishima's like, before you do, let me tell you what I know, so that the truth can get out. It's like, okay. And he basically tells him all that stuff, and Kogami's like, wait, no, he's lying, but I have an intuitive sense about these things, you know.
Sure.
And then maybe that's where he's like, okay, at the very least, I should, like, reference, like, call Ginoza and be like, so Makishima's telling me this. Does this seem strange? And then it's like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. That person that was the robot that Makishima says he killed just manipulated a Dominator to try and kill me. This actually makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
You know, and then they could team up. And
yeah. I just thought of another scenario while you were saying that, because I think yours is more likely. Mine has a different kind of element to it where Makishima actually captures Kogami. And he brings the MWPSB to them. And it's like, okay,
I like it.
So the MWPSB, you want him back. Let's have a talk.
Right. And then he basically tells them all that stuff. It's like, we actually should be working together. Okay, I like that. That way they can all basically have a reason to go off the grid.
I don't think they're all going to go off the grid, though.
Sure.
I think they're more going to try and
probably
work
not
within the system.
Right.
And be sneaky about it.
Because those Dominators are very powerful.
Makishima and Kogami will basically be given a... I don't know. They'll either team up, or Kogami will get returned back to the MWPSB. And things won't go so well for him.
Yeah,
or
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Or they'll basically kind of let Kogami... maybe Kogami will understand. I don't know. It's interesting, because now that I think about it, the whole revenge plot for Kogami to stop Makishima is not really what's happening anymore.
Nope.
Kogami is doing this because Makishima is a threat.
Right.
But if Makishima basically realizes that his whole thing doesn't mean as much under the context of what the Sybil system really is, then would Kogami be willing to not kill the guy until they've defeated Sybil?
And here's something that we could get then. We could get something where basically Kogami contacts the rest of the squad and is like, okay, this is what's happening. You guys have to stay within the system. Here's, this could be good. Here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Me and Makishima are going to storm the Dark Tower. You guys will come in to stop us.
Right.
Just to save, security, right? And then that will be the way that they can basically get the truth out.
So they'll send the message out to everyone?
Yeah.
And then they'll just die?
No, I don't think they'll die. Okay, maybe it boils down to how many of those robots the Sybil system actually has.
Here's another thought. What if Makishima says, I will offer myself up as bait to get to the heart of the Sybil system, and I'll take it out with me?
Kogami's like, dang it, I wanted to have that awesome blaze of glory.
Right, so maybe he kills a whole bunch of the people that are inside the Sybil system, but the Sybil system is just severely weakened. And then Akane gets brought in, and it's like, Akane, you have stopped Makishima. You've killed the traitor Kogami. You've done all these things. And your psychopath hasn't changed at all. We would like to welcome you to this special group. And Akane goes and does something that none of us see coming.
Okay.
And it's just amazing. And she rejects that and changes the Sybil system and sort of accepts the offer but does something different.
Right.
And then we just, what? And then the series basically ends. Like...
Sure. Okay.
Or maybe it ends with a conversation between her and Masaoka or Ginoza or something.
I still think we need some more character deaths at this point.
I think
they're
Masaoka,
totally setting up Kogami for it.
I think Masaoka and Kogami and Makishima are all on the kill list.
On the chopping block, yeah.
It's a question of how many of them will die. Because
Right.
at least one of them will die.
Probably
Most
more like
likely
2 or 3.
but not necessarily 3.
Right.
So of those 2 of those 3, actually let's go through that. Kogami, Masaoka, and Makishima. Of those 3, if you could only pick 2 to live, who do you say live and which one? So which guy lives and which 2 die? Because I have already my people.
I'd say Kogami and Makishima.
Those 2 die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to maybe say Masaoka and Kogami, then I was like, nah.
Really? So you think Makishima will live?
No.
Sorry. Wait.
Masaoka will live.
Masaoka will live on both accounts. Gotcha.
Why
do you think Masaoka won't die?
Well,
because he was our first candidate to die a long time ago.
Absolutely. The story doesn't really seem to be focusing on him. He seems
sure.
You know how I made that connection of like when Kogami was talking to Masaoka, it was kind of like,
right,
Jet and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That was what it felt like. So it almost feels like Masaoka is going to be the guy who sort of like lives to tell the tale. Like not necessarily lives to tell the tale, but like but something along those lines.
I only see Akane necessarily being the one that has to live to tell the tale.
Okay, that I would love it if everyone but Akane died. It would suck.
But
it would be amazing because this needs to be a climactic, epic final battle.
The reason why I think at the very least Makishima has to die, is because he can't live. Basically,
right.
His character
his existence
living,
is a problem.
It's a problem for the story.
Right.
So unfortunately, he has to die.
Yeah.
But to an extent, it's also fortunately because then we get to resolve a whole bunch of other things by him dying.
And Kogami also, I would say, has to die.
I would say no. I would say Kogami and Masaoka don't have to die.
Okay.
It's just a question of which one of those 2 do they want to rip our hearts out with. And I think that's where this show will hit its dark moment, is when things go really wrong. Like I think this show, if we think about it thematically, will have one more really bad, like everything goes wrong moment
before the finale.
Okay, like 3 times the level of the riots.
Okay, sure.
So way bad.
Yeah, okay, and that's where I could see Masaoka dying, because the thing is, Masaoka, he's not going to die at the end, because his character death, when we were thinking about it, we were thinking this is the early character death.
Sure.
To like bring in the feels and everything.
We always look at those mentor people like, dead.
Yeah, dead, boom, 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 boom. But it ended up instead being Yuki's friend, or Akane's friend Yuki, which was a great surprise. And then Kagari, which was also a great surprise, even though it sucked.
Too soon, man.
Like, they were all very intense and crazy. But Masaoka is the one that I think will have the biggest impact. His death will have the biggest impact on like Ginoza and like the team and stuff. I mean, Kogami's death will of course suck, but they need to have that time after Masaoka dies to basically
That's why I was saying
for the hurt to be felt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That moment that's worse than Kagari dying is Masaoka.
Yeah, and that's where I could see Masaoka dying.
Right. I think though that if that happens, then Kogami can't die. I would say that if if Masaoka dies like 2 or 3 episodes before the finale or something like that, then Kogami has a lot of reasons to survive.
Sure, he would have a lot more reasons to survive. Absolutely. I'm going to sort of play unfairly right here and say that the reason why I think Kogami has to die is because everyone says that the second season's bad.
Oh, so you're saying that because the second season is bad, Kogami as a character is too good of a character to be in the second season?
Yeah, basically I think what the main reason why people don't like the second season as much is because not only do we lose out on maybe a lot of the more extreme stuff that happens in the first.
Dang it, now you've got me thinking meta. But I actually think I know now which of those 3 has to die, even more so because the second season is bad. That's confirming Makishima dies. That's basically 100% confirming. Because Makishima is one of the best things about this show.
Right. And I would say that also means that Kogami has to die.
Well, that
possibly,
now there's no...
possibly Ginoza too.
Ginoza?
Yeah. Because his main thing, the main things that he has, like as far as like interactions and all that stuff is with Masayoka, who could totally die, Kogami, who I think will definitely die, and with his boss, who better die. So
that's actually a good question. Do you think that at the end of this show, the Sybil system will be completely destroyed?
It might not be completely destroyed, but if it's not destroyed, it will be changed forever.
Well, that doesn't mean that Chief has to die then.
I think Chief will die.
But she can't.
Because
she's not alive.
Sybil?
She's Sybil.
Right. So...
Are you saying that there's going to be individual brains shut down?
Yeah, no,
the Sybil system?
No.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah. Sybil's going down. I'll just say that and stick with it.
Okay, because I actually thought this would be a really good opportunity for us to make a bet.
Okay.
I don't think Sybil will be shut down. I don't even think Sybil will be like maybe more than a little. Okay. I think Sybil will be changed but won't receive even the slightest bit of damage. I see this actually ending in a very dark way. Because think about it this way, Jacob.
Okay.
Think about it this way. This show is setting up a lot of themes about what it means to have basically live in be a part of humanity.
Right.
And there's all these things that each character believes are kind of essential to humanity. Makishima with his philosophies, Masayoka with his experience, and Ginoza with his ideals, and Kogami with his more kind of reckless beliefs. And Akane's kind of there as not the blank slate completely, but she kind of has the ability still to choose.
Right.
She hasn't made up her mind on humanity yet. In a very, very no, I'm serious. Like in a very dark way. She has seen what Makishima has done to her.
Yes.
She's seen what Makishima has done to society.
Yep.
She does not have the desire to kill him. Now, here's the thing, Jacob. If you were in this world and you were Akane, you would feel very negative things towards Makishima.
Yes, that is.
Have you ever seen her bring it up even once? Like, even once?
Yes.
Like in a negative emotion.
Yes.
When?
It was after Makishima killed her friend. It was in like the next episode or the episode after that, and she's in the car with Kogami. She's like, all I care about right now is stopping Makishima. She's talking to Kogami, and she's like, I wouldn't even really mind being an enforcer if that meant stopping Makishima.
Okay, but stopping is not the same as killing.
Yes,
she does not want to.
Yes, it is
vengeance.
It is
lawful good for
the. Absolutely.
She hasn't even strayed from lawful good, is my opinion.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I would say that was the most point where she's like just mentioning the idea of non-lawful good, like neutral good, basically.
Right. So one of the things that Akane could do as a choice at the end of this is look at this from the standpoint of the greater good. And she sees Makishima, and she sees Kogami, and she sees Sybil. She has this perfect perspective and sees it all. She finds a choice that is a compromise between all of them.
She makes peace with the machines?
She essentially, makes peace with the machines.
Okay.
She changes things, but Sybil is good and strong.
Okay, and that...
In that respect,
I don't see how that will how that can happen. Like
exactly,
how that will happen,
I don't know how that will happen either.
But I absolutely believe that that is probably what will end up happening, because they need to do something as an ending that surprises us. And the fact that there is even a second season of Psychopaths, if you think about it, they can't call it Psychopaths Season 2 if the Psychopaths is non-existent. Like could they really?
Right. I think they could.
Okay.
But it's like, we're just playing a game of probability here.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out 80% likely that Sybil will still be around because
I'd say like 60-40, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I would say it's
I think
it tilts more in that respect because of just how this show is set up. I don't think you could really have it and rework the entire society from scratch, basically. Just
here's something they could do.
Then I think actually the second season would be really good.
Here's something that they could do. What if basically they figured out a way to make it so that the Sybil system would not bring any new brains into their midst? So it was on a steady decline out, and they use that as a way to transition into a new era. So even though it will take like 100 years, they basically, Akane convinces the Sybil system this system is flawed. All this stuff that's happening, is happening because people are realizing, like the original Matrix or whatever, that something's not quite right. So you actually need to go to something different. And in order to make it not like destroy society, we'll do a slow transition into it.
And here's another thing: if the Sybil system is actually very egotistical because there's humans involved, and it's very greedy and very about its own survival. What if Akane convinces them that actually for Sybil system's own survival, it needs to change, which is actually going to have the bonus effect of saving society from a worse fate.
Yeah, and that'll be great because if it were anyone other than Akane, they'd be like, no, you're just emotionally, wrapped up in everything, and you're not thinking logically. If you merely joined us in the muck and goo of, being gods and all that stuff, you would understand. Yeah, the Brain Collective. Yeah. But Akane's like, no, I'm this is what we need to do, and they're just like, she's actually making some really great points here.
Well, also, if the Sybil system is unable to judge her because of her being someone that has not just the criminally asymptomatic part, but she's like the good of a criminally asymptomatic person.
Sure.
She's the good psychopath, basically.
Right.
She's the psychopath with morals and heart and all these good things, and it's an example of what society could become.
Yeah.
But we need to take steps in order to make more people like Akane.
So, that would be really cool.
So they actually start to study Akane.
Instead of Akane basically saying, I have a plan,
right,
she says, I have a dream.
Right.
And she sways them not with logic, but with herself. Yeah. Like her, I want to say charisma, but that doesn't seem like the right word. Her nature. Yeah, exactly. Because, and if you think about it, especially since Sybil is comprised up of a bunch of human brains,
right,
that is how you sway people. People don't really care about plans. Like if that were the case, like politicians everywhere would be, anyways, that's a
whole other thing. Anyway.
But that's why stories get at us so much, because it talks to our emotions. It gets past all that.
It would be interesting to see her actually succeed at that, given that since they've joined this Brain Collective thing, which is the Sybil system, how would she actually be able to communicate to that collective without it being disseminated into this whole thing is not at all logical, so we're not even going to consider this information. Our abilities are beyond your comprehension, and the whole that thing. I want to go deep into the way this is going to end, but I keep getting limited by the fact that there's too many ways that this could go.
Right.
And because it's not like I think we've predicted the ending already. It's just that we've predicted also that in about 15 other potential ways it could end. And we're never going to know which is which until we get more data.
Yeah, the only thing I would say we can know is that because this show is so well received,
the ending will be good.
That it will be good. So they're not going to do the basic. They're going to surprise us like they have up till this point.
Or it could just be executed very well.
Yes, that's true. It doesn't have to be something that we completely never expected.
No, that was my point, was that we already have predicted the ending probably.
But it's not going
there were
to be
15 to 20 of them. So.
Exactly, and they're not going to go the easy way out. They're going to make sure they do it right.
Sure. Even I don't know what that means exactly, but
I'm not sure I do either. But it at least means that it's going to be good.
Sure. With Kogami and Akane having this will they, won't they kind of dynamic between them, because it's not really a relationship because they haven't known each other that long.
No.
But Akane clearly does like him a little bit more than just friends.
Yes.
Kogami has kind of grown to respect her more. Do you think there's going to be any capitulation of that beyond just them maybe having this moment where it's like they're crying, they're pointing guns at each other, and it's like,
right.
don't do this to me, and then Kogami's like, no, he throws the gun down, and he's like, just do it.
Yeah, and I think they don't have to capitulate it in that sense of like making it, you know,
romantic.
Right, making it romantic, like canon, you know, so that the shippers can still do their thing, and the non-shippers don't have to.
Forget the shippers.
No,
sorry, guys. Caleb, 2017. Forget the shippers. I just made it easy for you. I'm saying.
But
okay,
no, I
you
get
hear what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, good.
Because where they're at right now, even though they do have a few more episodes to go, so if they wanted to do that, they could. They would have to give it a bit more focus than they are now, and I get the feeling that might detract a bit from the rest of the story.
It's also difficult because
they are now separated.
Right.
But they don't need to do that, because it's one of those things where they've already established that they do care about each other a lot, even if it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to make babies. You know, so they can still have those crazy moments where they're pointing the guns at each other and all that stuff, without actually saying romance or I love you or any of that.
Oh no! I'm not thinking that they will. I'm just wondering if you think that that's actually going to be the way it'll go.
No.
Good. Okay.
But I think they will.
Because you said you thought it was a Riza Hawkeye Mustang kind of thing, and I was like,
well, no, not that it was that, but that it reminded me of that in the sense that they basically, in the sense that there's
professional.
It's professional.
I see.
There's enough there to see that, hey, maybe these two would make a couple. But basically it's rewinded back from where Hawkeye and Mustang are, so that they could still have that crazy dramatic, you know, confrontation at the end.
Right.
Without actually going there.
Whew. Okay. All right, then I'm pretty much ready for the next episode to be, let's converge some plot points.
Yes.
Move everything closer together.
That's right.
Make stuff happen.
Right. We need to start resolving things because there are a lot of plot lines.
Knock the protagonist down a couple pegs even more.
Yes.
And then make things a little bit better and end it. Yep. All right. That sounds like a lot of fun. If you want to watch the next Psychopaths episode right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. And also, just by the way, thanks for sticking around through all of our awesome discussions and stuff. You guys are amazing. If you watch all the way to the end of our videos like this, you're fantastic. You're special. You're someone fantastic. So also with our Patreon, check out our Discord as well. We'd love to chat with you guys.
Do that.
All right, we'll see you all later. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob,
and we'll see you all next time.